Well, hi, welcome to this Facebook Live. And if you feel like it, it'd be great if you said hi in the chat box. That would be really nice. And we're going to take about 15, 20 minutes today at the most. Done lots of Facebook Lives before, but this is a whole new series I'm starting where every week at this time will be a Facebook Live. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the schedule says that it starts at noon, and I'm going to have to change that because I realize a lot of people here in California might be just getting off at their lunch at noon. So people have pointed out to me that if I start it just a few minutes after noon, it will be better. Oh, great. Some wonderful people are already saying hi, the people that I know very well. So let me take a sip of tea and then I'll explain how this is going to work. So each week I'll be doing one of these sessions and they'll have different themes to them. All of them will involve some transformative energy work. And I'll explain more about that in just a moment for those of you that are new. Sometimes I might be teaching something from NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, or more often something from Energetic NLP. Sometimes I might open it up to question and answer, and you'll be able to put in questions. And for people that are new to this kind of work, one of the things that I emphasize in my teaching and in my own work is remote energy work. So sometimes it'd be just an open Q&A session where it'd be like, hey, ask me whatever you want me to ask, and I'll give you an energy read and a little mini healing. So great to see all of you. Great to see the comments. So just a couple of things before we get started. So again, I'm Art Giser. I'm the creator of Energetic NLP. And let's see if this works. I picked this up from, some of you may know Alex Mendosian, who does a lot of wonderful workshops on using the internet to get your work out in the world. And he always puts up little signs, so I thought I'd try it. So Energetic NLP, in Energetic NLP, we combine spiritual principles, transformative energy work, intuition development, along with NLP or Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Ignore that last part there for now. Let me cover it up. There we go. And if you don't know what, well, that's not working well, but if you don't know what Neuro-Linguistic Programming is, it's something that started here in California, actually in the 1970s is when it really began. And the people who started it wanted ways to do rapid personal change in people. So rather than having to be in therapy for years, could you make rapid, deep, pervasive, and lifelong generative change in people? And they developed a whole incredible system. And I was very, very blessed to study with all the developers of NLP. And I've been a trainer in that field since 1985. And then I quickly realized that there were some things that NLP did amazingly well and other things not so well. And I was also studying intuition development, energetic healing, transformative energy work. And I realized there were some things that work did incredibly well and other things it didn't do as well. And that NLP and the spiritual and transformative energy work were really an incredible match for one another, that they had different strengths and weaknesses. And when you put them both together, then you had something that was like 1 + 1 = 1,000. And an example might be, any of you who've ever done healing work with people, sometimes you can be doing great energetic work with them, or powerful energetic work with them, but they keep resisting the healing, or they accept the healing, but then they take it apart later. And what I discovered, and other people discovered too, of course, that often it was because they had unconscious or energetic programming that was in the way. So maybe they believed that they were bad, that was wired into their unconscious mind. So part of them would fight any healing because they should be punished, or there could be karma involved, or what's called ancestral programming, which is energetic programming that was passed on from parents to children for many, many generations, and that affects all of us. Sometimes they were limited by spiritual contracts, which are agreements that a person made on the level of their soul or their spirit or even their conscious mind. And these are all topics we're going to cover in other of these Facebook Lives. Obviously, we're not going to do all of that in 15, 20 minutes. And so, like I say, some of them, there'll be more teaching involved, but they'll always be transformative energy work. Some will be, boom, straight energetic work, and others will be, if you're showing up live, because you can watch the recordings later, but if you're live, you can ask questions. You can always feel free to do that and put those into the chat box. Okay, couple of the things, and today we're going to do healing on the heart energy center, the heart chakra, and which pretty much everybody in the world needs healing on their heart chakras, even if you've done a lot in the past, because I'm a great believer in the onion theory, which is we have layers and layers and layers of opportunities and challenges and issues, and you can heal and work with one, and then if you're on the path to personal and spiritual development, then you're going to find there are new layers and new layers. And sometimes people see that as a negative thing. It's actually something, if you allow it to be, it's something quite wonderful, because there's this constant opportunity for growth and development. And one of the things that we emphasize in energetic NLP that I originally learned from my friend and quite a wonderful energy worker, John Friedlander, was we're so programmed. We work on ourselves typically because we're broken, we're not okay, we're not good enough. In energetic NLP, we get out of that way of thinking and into working on our own personal spiritual evolution, because it's fun, because we have this innate drive to do it, because we live in a time when it's so incredibly possible, where for most of human history, people were pretty much used to just going, this is the way I am, and that's the way it is, and I'm stuck with it, whether they thought it was a curse, or they thought it was genetics, or they thought it was unconscious programming. So I invite all of you that when you work with me on these sessions, that you're not trying to fix yourself, that you're trying to evolve yourself and open up to more and more possibilities. And something we have a concept in energetic NLP that's very unique, and people often confuse it with the concept of your high self. Your high self is a wonderful concept, and your high self just exists. Whether or not you're in touch with it, your high self exists. And I'm sure everybody who's watching has a different definition of what a high self is, but nonetheless, it's something that just exists. In energetic NLP, we talk about your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And your miraculous self is when your inner wisdom and your spirit are aligned and guiding you and supporting you in living a more miraculous life. So let me say that again. Your miraculous self is when your inner wisdom and spirit are aligned in guiding you and supporting you in living a more miraculous life. And again, it's not your high self. It's something that you create and make stronger. The more you work with it, the stronger it gets, and the more and more it's this beautiful guiding and supporting and creating and manifesting influence in your life. And one thing that's unique about energetic NLP is when you're a practitioner, so I train people in energetic NLP, when you're a practitioner of it, you're not coming from a place of spiritual arrogance, like I know what's wrong with this person and I know what they need. It isn't that we can't give suggestions and advice, but we always have the other person put their miraculous self in charge. And I'll have everybody listening do that in just a moment. You put your own inner wisdom and spirit in charge. Then our job as practitioners of energetic NLP is we call upon earth and universal transformative energies and bring them into your energy field. But your inner wisdom and spirit decides which energies it wants to use, what blocks it wants to change or remove or heal, what resources it wants to build up in you, what new talents and abilities and insights. So your miraculous self is always in charge. And for fun, we started calling your miraculous self your M. I do a lot of work in London, and a lot of you probably know M is James Bond's boss. So if I say your M, I mean your miraculous self. So your M is your miraculous self, and your miraculous self is when your inner wisdom and your spirit are aligned and working together. And you might think that's automatic, but what I discovered years ago is very, very often, particularly in the areas of your life that where things aren't the way you wish them to be, your spirit and your inner wisdom are not typically aligned. So we work with getting them more and more aligned. And I'll talk about that a lot more in a future session. So right now, don't try to over figure that out, but I invite everybody listening to just right now go, okay, I'm putting my miraculous self, my inner wisdom and spirit in charge of what happens for me as we start running energy in this session. So again, in just a little bit, I'll start bringing in earth and universal energies. And let me just say right now, everybody can learn to work with energy. I've been training people how to do this now since at least the early 90s. Everybody can do it. It's not everybody's path. It's not everybody's desire. But anybody who wants to learn to work with earth and universal energies, if it resonates with you, you can learn how to do it. It's not even hard. Actually, I think the hardest thing about it is letting it be easy. Now, like anything else, the more you work with it, you get better and better at it. And when I do training programs, within a couple of days, people are already doing amazing work. And there's people who are on this Facebook Live right now who've had that experience. Often it takes them a little while to admit it. You know, it takes enough people saying, that was an incredible reading, or that healing really made a difference. But it's really, really quite easy. And then it's just a matter of evolving it and seeing how far you can take it. So when I say I'm bringing energy into your space, again, I want you to know that's something anybody can learn to do. It's a wonderful, wonderful skill. I'm proud of it. I've worked hard for it. And part of what I've worked hard at is letting it be easier for other people to learn how to do it, because I discovered it didn't have to be that hard. So if any of you are listening to this while you're driving, we're going to start working with energy here in just a couple of minutes. So either pull over or turn this off. Whether you believe it's real or not, don't drive and listen to this, because these energies are designed to get you to go inward and to go into a slightly altered space. You know, people usually like how they feel, but it's a little, we would have said in the 70s, it's a little trippy. It's an altered space, and it's an internal space. Well, when you're driving, you want to be externally focused. So again, never listen to any of these while you're driving. Okay, I don't think I have to beat that horse anymore. One other concept, I'm just going to introduce it now, and then in the future Facebooks, I'll be talking about a lot. And again, this is another one that's completely unique to energetic NLP. And this, again, came from years and years of working with people and discovering why did things sometimes work incredibly well and sometimes not as much. So we call it whole being permission. Whole being permission. And that's when all the aspects of you are aligned in manifesting a more miraculous life. So again, when all of the different aspects of you are aligned in manifesting a more miraculous life. So that includes your spirit, your soul, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your body. It also includes your karma and spiritual contracts, again, agreements that your spirit, your soul, or your conscious mind have made. And these are all things in future Facebook Lives I'll talk a lot more about. And some of you are going, what's the difference between my spirit and my soul? Tune into a future Facebook Live. I can't explain everything at one time. And before we get started, I'm working on the Healing the Heart Energy Center. A couple of things. So we're going to be in future sessions working on a number of the different chakras, or I usually call them energy centers, and not just the 7 quote unquote primary ones people talk about. We'll be working with at least about 15 of them. We'll be working on clearing your energy field and aura, clearing the energy channels and healing them, clearing ancestral programming and energy out of your space. Sometimes we'll work on particular aspects of your body, like we might work on the brain and the nervous system, or your immune system, or the respiratory system. As I said, other sessions I'll go Q&A, bring up whatever you want, and I'll go do a distant reading and healing on you. Sometimes I'll talk about things from NLP. And again, energetic NLP is different than NLP. NLP is part of energetic NLP. So I'm really looking forward to the session. In a couple of things you can do to help me. If you like this page, if you make a comment, hopefully a nice comment, but if you make a comment, that really helps, because Facebook looks at all that, and the more likes, the more comments, the more they'll show these to other people who, what they do, they have all their algorithms, and they'll find people they think are interested in spirituality, energy work, personal development. And the more comments, likes these are getting, the more they'll go, okay, we'll show them to people that are like all of you. They analyze all of you and go, well, who are people who are like them? Which are obviously the people I'd love to be working with, because a number of you, most of you I know so far, and a terrific group of people. Okay, so we're about again to start working with the heart chakra, the heart energy system. And we have something in energetic NLP we call the Goldilocks principle. And it's something that the reason it came about is years ago, I would always like push it and try to max out, both for myself and for my clients. Like, let's do everything we can do at this very moment. And what I quickly discovered is, both for them and for me, it was always a healing, and always long-term was an improvement in their life. But sometimes short-term, it threw them into what's called a healing crisis. And a healing crisis is when you are getting a healing, it is something positive, but the process is unpleasant, and anywhere from unpleasant to very unpleasant. So sometimes people get sick as part of a healing. That'd be an example, not from energetic NLP, but of a healing crisis. And a lot of you are aware, sometimes you've had illnesses, and it was part of, it led to wonderful things in your life, but it might have been anywhere from mildly unpleasant to a terrible experience to a nightmare. So the Goldilocks principle is that you're putting your M in charge, and you're telling your M whatever's just right for right now. So remember, this is going to be on the Facebook page. It's recorded, so you can come back and do more. And just in case any of you have never heard of Goldilocks, the reoccurring theme in it is she finds a cabin in the woods at the 3 bear zone, and it's a papa bear, mama bear, and a baby bear. And she keeps finding things in threes. So she finds 3 bowls of porridge, and the bears aren't home, by the way. And 1 bowl of porridge is too hot. 1 is too cold. 1 is just right. She sees 3 chairs. 1's too big. 1's too small. 1's just right. She finds 3 beds. 1's too hard. 1's too soft. 1's just right. And so when I talk about the Goldilocks principle, is you're telling your M, your miraculous self, that whatever is just right for you right now, so that is an improvement in your life, but doesn't, throw you into any kind of a healing crisis. And somebody said nightmare experience. Yeah, and it can be. It can be. So we don't want that. It's not necessary. We live in this age where there are recordings. You can repeat these things. Okay, so enough talking. Everybody take an easy, deep breath and relax. And we'll probably only, I have to see how everybody responds, but the actual energy portion of this is probably 5-8 minutes at the most. And then after we do it, we'll do something, we'll just take a minute, but that we'll make sure you're in a good energy place for going on with your day or evening. We're all in different time zones. And just as an aside, daylight savings time changes at different times in the US, and I believe Canada is the same as the US, and I think Mexico too, but other countries change at different times. So until the end of March, you'll want to make sure, check online that it'll always be noon Pacific time. Actually, it'll start at 5 minutes after the hour, so 12:05 Pacific time. But where that is for you over the next couple of weeks might move around by an hour, because of daylight savings time. Okay, enough talking. So take a couple easy deep breaths. And as a conscious sentient being, you have a right to make choices in your life. You have a right, even an obligation to make choices in your life. So right now, choose to create a miraculous self. And those of you who've worked with me before, choose to strengthen your miraculous self. And when you choose that, you're saying, I want my inner wisdom, which is human, and my spirit to work together to guide me and support me, to create synchronicities, to help me manifest a more and more miraculous life. So set your intention and give 100% permission for your human inner wisdom and your spirit to right now form your miraculous self, and that it will guide and support you in creating and living a more and more miraculous life. And when you do this, resistance may come up, and it could be feelings in the body or something that's showing you or telling you you're not worthy or whatever. None of those are your truth. Those are programming. And in future sessions, we'll be working with that. For right now, just a lot of you know the term mindfulness. Just notice it and don't fight it. Don't feed it. Just notice it and come back to, I'm giving 100% permission. It's my right as a conscious being to give that permission, and I'm giving it. Because I know I can trust my inner wisdom and spirit when they're working together. And then set your intention that what we're about to do is going to give a wonderful healing to your heart chakra, your heart energy center. We hold a lot of pain there. And a lot of times it's suppressed and people aren't even aware of it. Your heart center is one thing that determines how much you can receive. It's also a place from which you give. But people that are attracted to energetic NLP, usually giving is not an issue. I would say even 100%. People that are attracted to it, they like to give. Where they close down is in receiving. So take a couple easy deep breaths. Remember, your M is in charge, so let go of judgment, let go of expectation. As the energies are coming in now, it may or may not feel the way you're expecting it to feel. So just let go of all expectations and judgment for now. You'll know over the coming days that things have shifted. But for right now, just pretend you're a playful 5-year-old and just go, oh, this is a fun thing. We're pretending healing energies are coming into my heart. Okay, I can do that. Again, we find in energetic NLP, the more playful you are, putting aside judgment and expectation, and just play with the idea. There we go. Take a couple easy deep breaths, though. Another easy deep breath. And by the way, when we're working on your heart energy center, the energy is not confined to just working there. It may be a block in your first energy center at the base of your spine or your solar plexus. It could be something in the head. It could be anywhere in your energy field. Things are affecting the heart energy center. Because the chakras don't exist as individual things anymore than your physical heart is an individual thing. So it's being affected by every part of you. So just let the energy work wherever it wants, because your M is guiding and supporting it. Easy deep breaths. Easy deep breaths. Hey, another easy deep breath or two. I can even go, Relax your jaw and your tongue. Relax the point between your eyebrows, your hands and your feet. Now we're bringing in energies to help you process and integrate what we've done. And if you're new to this kind of energy work, the processing, the integration, the healing doesn't stop when the energy stops flowing. People typically keep processing it for anywhere from a day to a week. And that's a good thing. Just take a couple easy deep breaths, but we're bringing in energy now to help you process and integrate it. And there's something we do in energetic NLP. We discovered years ago that when people start changing their energy, sometimes it throws people off in their lives, even maybe especially when it's a very positive shift. It's just, people are used to you the way they are, and your energy is different. And we've even had people's pets react weirdly to them and avoid them. But there's an easy cure for that. Give your inner wisdom and spirit, permission to send out an energetic email, a spiritual email to everybody in your life, people you work with, clients, prospects, relatives, family, ones, friends, again, pets, plants. And all that spiritual email is telling them, like, oh, I've shifted my energy. And so you've shifted to a more authentic energy for you. So the email is just pointing that out to them. So they go, oh, okay, everything's fine. Because again, people will pick up on the change, and sometimes they just don't know what to do with it. So this email just lets them know it's fine. This is a good thing for you, a good thing for me. Now, if you're doing anything at the end of this that requires safety, ask your M and your unconscious mind to turn down the processing. Make sure you're naturally safe, naturally alert, particularly when if you're driving. You're going to be driving. Naturally safe, naturally alert. And then set your intention that tonight and for the next 3 nights, when you're sleeping, a portion of the time, not the whole time, but a portion of the time when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind and your M will review what we did in this session, and it will infuse it with your inner wisdom, infuse it with your spiritual information, make it richer and deeper, make it higher and wider, make it more multidimensional, and especially more automatically integrated into your life. And that can happen easily and naturally while you sleep soundly and deeply. So again, for tonight and for the next 3 nights, a portion of the time when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind and your M will review what we did, and you'll enhance it, enrich it, infuse it with your inner wisdom and spiritual information, and then take the benefits from it and automatically program those into your life. And lastly, imagine a gold ball of energy over your head. And during this session, we've mixed up our energies a little bit. Imagine that gold ball is pulling your energy back out of everybody else's space, especially mine. I'm going to get my energy and programming out of your space. And as you pull your energy and programming back into that gold ball, your M inspects it. And if something isn't authentically really your energy, and we're going to be talking in the future about that, a huge amount of the energy that people run their life with isn't authentically their energy. And it throws off your decision making, your manifestation, everything. But we'll be working on that in the future. For right now, any of the energy in the gold ball that your M thinks isn't authentically yours, it gets sent into the earth and the earth recycles it, which means it either sends it back to the person that it belongs to or the group it belongs to, or just boom, turns it into pure energy and it does whatever it wants with it. The energy in the gold ball that's authentically yours gets sent down into your body and energy field, now filling you up. And if there's any space still created, give your M permission to pull in earth and universal energy that will support you and more of your authentic essence. So your M will decide what to bring in to completely fill up the space in your energy and all around you. So, and if you want to just stay relaxed for a while, that's okay. If not, stomp your feet, pat your body. That will all kind of wake you up. Notice fine distinctions in what you can see and hear and feel. That'll all bring you back into your body. Give the earth permission now to ground you and ground you in such a way that will help the continuous healing of your heart. Well, thank you for all being part of this. And I love all the love symbols. And again, if you haven't liked the Energetic NLP page, please do. Again, that will help more. That way, Facebook will show it to more people. They look at comments and the likes. That's how they do it. And some of you just joined. In a few minutes, Facebook will process this video, and you can watch it from the beginning. Or you can skip forward to just the last 10 minutes or so, the healing part. So thank you for being part of this. And please let other people, know about it. It will always be just a few minutes after noon, California time, on Thursdays. And again, for the next few weeks, be sure to go online and see what time that is for you if you don't live in the United States, because again, we in the United States, we shift to daylight savings, I think on the 10th or 11th of March. UK and Europe, I think, does it the very last Saturday night or Sunday morning in March. So just check. So I want to make sure that you can make it. So thank you. And enjoy having a more healed heart and enjoy receiving more love and giving more to the world. So thanks, everybody. You're all very welcome. Oh, and thank you. Not quite my birthday yet. It's the 15th, but thank you. I actually celebrate my birthday all month these days. Why not? So it's my birthday month. And you're all very, very welcome. On those of you in the UK, I will be doing a program in May. You'll be hearing about it very soon. Yeah, also happy birthday to Dirk. We have the same birthday, though I was there first. Okay, signing off now.